Hello everyone! Today our learning goal is to find the area of composite shapes. A composite shape is a shape that's made out of other shapes. The shapes that were put together to make a composite shape are called the component shapes. So if you look at this shape, for example, this whole shape is made by putting a trapezoid with a semicircle. The entire shape is a composite shape, the trapezoid is a component shape, and the semicircle is a component shape. When you're trying to find the area of composite shapes, you have to find the area of each component shape and then add those together to get the total area. Let's look at this first one. So if we look at this first one, like I said, this is a trapezoid, this is a semicircle. So in order to find the whole area, we first have to find the area of this trapezoid and the area of this semicircle. For me, it's easier if I draw them out as two separate shapes. So I have a trapezoid and I have a semicircle. And then I label just the information that I need for each shape. So in this trapezoid, there's an 11 here, an 18 here, and a 7 here. The 7 is along this edge, which is on both the trapezoid and the semicircle. When I look at my semicircle, the only number that goes with it is 7, and that's the diameter of the semicircle because it goes from one edge of the circle all the way to the other. So I'm going to do trapezoid first. On tonight's homework, you're going to be using all of the area formulas that we've used over the last 2 weeks. So here, area of a trapezoid is 1/2 times the first base plus the second base times the height. This is base 1, this is base 2, this is my height. So here, my area is going to be 1/2 times 11 plus 18 times 7. 11 plus 18 is 29, so this is 1/2 times 29 times 7. We go ahead and put that in our calculator, and we get 101.5. So the area of the trapezoid is 101.5. Now I'm moving on to the area of the semicircle. For a semicircle, we have pi r squared times 1/2, since it's half a circle. 7 is the diameter because it went all the way across my circle, so the radius is 3.5. To get that, you would do 7 divided by 2 to make a radius. Since diameter is double the radius is half the diameter. We plug that in, so now we have 3.14 for pi, and then 3.5, 3.5, we do it twice because it's r squared, and then times 1/2. And when you put that all in your calculator, you get that the area of the semicircle is 19.2325. Now I have the area of the trapezoid and the area of the semicircle. In order to find the total area of the whole shape, I add them together. So I do 101.5 plus 19.2325, and I get 120.7325. And that is my final answer. That's the area of the composite shape. Let's go ahead and look at a second example. So here I have this house shape, and the bottom appears to be a rectangle, and the top appears to be a trapezoid. So I'm going to go ahead and draw. I've got a rectangle, and I've got a trapezoid. I'm just going to draw them out. For just my rectangle, it looks like this side is 9 and this side is 8. So I'm going to fill that in. I've got 9 and 8. For the trapezoid, there's some missing information. I can tell that this top side that I drew is 5, so I'm going to fill that in. This bottom side doesn't have a label, but I know it's the same as this one. They're the same length because opposite sides in a rectangle are the same length. So if this is 9, this one must also be 9, so I can fill that in with 9. Now I also need to know the height of my trapezoid. That's how tall it is from there to there. I don't have that marked on here. However, I do know that this whole shape from the very top to the very bottom is 12. And I know that this part of it is 8. So the height of the trapezoid is whatever I can add on to 8 so that the whole thing is 12. So 8 plus what gives me 12? Well, 4. So the height of my trapezoid must be 4. So now I just have to find the area of each of these individual shapes. For this one, my area of a rectangle is base times height, and that's 9 and 8. So my area is 9 times 8, which is 72. So far I have 72 for the area of my rectangle. Now I need to do the area of the trapezoid. Area for a trapezoid is 1/2 times base 1 plus base 2 times the height. This is going to be my base 1, base 2, and my height. So area is going to be 1/2 times 9 plus 5, and then the height is 4. I simplify that. 9 plus 5 is 14, then times 4. And when I put that all in my calculator to figure out what it equals, I get 28. So I have my rectangle has an area of 72. My trapezoid has an area of 28. I put them together to get the area of the entire composite shape, and I get that the final area is 100. So the area of the entire shape is 100. Okay, let's go ahead and look at this last problem, which is this ice cream cone type shape. This is made with a triangle and a semicircle. So I've got a triangle and a semicircle. My triangle here, this bottom side is 10. This side going through the middle of it is 12, and then 13 and 13. On my semicircle, the only part of that is this side, which is 10, which is my diameter. Okay, when I'm looking at the triangle here that I drew, information that I need is information that meets at the right angle. So this right angle connects the 10 and the 12. So this is my base, this is my height. The 13s are extra information. Area of a triangle is 1/2 times base times height. In this case, the area would be 1/2 times 10 times 12, which, if you put that all in your calculator, the area of the triangle winds up being 60. Moving on to the semicircle. The semicircle has a diameter of 10. You need a radius to do area. I know that 5 and 5 together make 10, so 5 is my radius. Area of a semicircle is pi times the radius squared times 1/2, since a semicircle is half a circle. When I plug that in, I get 3.14 times 5 times 5 again times 1/2. I go ahead and I'm going to put that all in my calculator, and I get that the area of the semicircle is 39.25. So now the composite would be 60 plus 39.25. So the total area here is going to be 99.25. That would be the area of my composite shape. Okay, I hope this makes sense. If not, please email me or sign up for a tutoring time. Have a wonderful day, everybody.